Hey guys, good morning. This is Carolyn, Coach Carolyn, your mentor and life coach. Just want to give out a quick message. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Now let me explain. First of all, it's free. And there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or from your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more platforms. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Have a good one. Hello, everybody. This is Coach Carol, your life coach, and I'm your life coach and your mentor. I want to just do a brief thing on narcissism, what it is to be narcissistic, or how can you tell, what are the signs of narcissism. Well, first, I'm gonna just go over what the definition is for a narcissist. A narcissistic personality disorder is one of several types of personality disorders. It is a mental condition in which people have an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention, admiration, troubled relationships, and a lack of empathy concerning others. So now the signs of that you would notice with someone who has this issue is they have a sense of entitlement. A common sign of people with narcissism is the belief that they are superior to others and they deserve special treatment, and things of that nature. They can treat you any kind of way they choose, but you can't mistreat them in any type of way, but they can mistreat you. And they have this sense of entitlement means that whatever it is you have to offer or whatever, they feel like that they should be entitled to it. They should be entitled to swing in and out of your life when they want to, treat you how they want to, all of that type of, stuff like that. They also have manipulative behavior. They are extremely manipulative. That's another common trait that they have. And they are very controlling as well. Because that manipulation and that controlling, that kind of goes together. And they have a need to be admired, and they lack empathy. Another thing that I noticed, speaking from my own personal experience, is that they are very insecure. These people are broken on the inside. They really don't like themselves, because deep down they know that they are a disgusting person. They know that they are a rotten to the core human being, and they know that. So that's why they have this they have this need for attention from others. A lot of them don't like to be alone, because they always have a need for wanting the energy of others, especially those of us like myself who are empathic. When you are an empath, you attract narcissists. You attract those kind of people like moths, to a flame. They They are highly attracted to good people. They are, from my experience, they are users. They are only dealing with you for what they can get out of you. They don't too much deal with anybody, especially when it comes to like relationships, like romantic relationships. They don't too much deal with anybody that they can't use, manipulate, control, or get anything out of. It's got to be a specific supply that they are getting from you for them to even be even dealing with you. And narcissism, it can come in two forms that I know of. One is a overt narcissist. And overt is that's overt, I believe. That particular type of narcissist is they are just like straight up in your face type. They don't really, like, for instance, if they don't think much of you, they don't have no problem letting you know that they don't. Where now the other type is a covert narcissist. They are a little bit more they believe the same things as an overt narcissist does, but the only difference is that they do a lot of hiding behind as well. They don't, they think that they are better than you, but they're not going to just come out and just tell you that to your face, like that. When I realized a couple years ago, I kind of did some studies on this, and I realized after listening to other speakers speak on this, and there is a self-awareness narcissist on YouTube that I follow as well. And he gives good videos and stuff about narcissism and what it is and what it means, and the behavior and the patterns and things like that. Now that I got a real good understanding of it, when I look back on my family and I look back on my life as a child and things like that, I actually grew up around narcissists. I mean, my family was full of them, especially on my dad's side, because it was a lot of heavy toxicity over on that side of the family. They were extremely selfish. That's another thing too about narcissists. People who are narcissistic, they are extremely selfish. All for self. They don't think about nobody but themselves. Very greedy. Have a very greedy spirit. But I was in a relationship with one. He wasn't a full-blown narcissist. He just had narcissistic traits, very arrogant, controlling, manipulative, just selfish to the core. I've never met anybody that was selfish in every area of their life. I mean, this person was extremely selfish. And but anyway, so I just got so tired of it. It's like a heavy burden when you deal with people like that. It's, my God, it's extremely stressful. They will keep you in your feelings and keep you in your head and everything else. If you don't know what's going on, you just know that you are not being treated right, but you don't know that this person just truly just got a mental problem. They just got issues. And the best thing that you can do when you're dealing with these types of people is just walk away and cut off contact. You need to go no contact. And ghosting is another thing that they do, that they are very good at doing too. They will ghost you, and sometimes just out of the blue, just stop talking to you, and they do this ghosting and this silent treatment. They do that, like, ignoring your phone calls, ignoring your texts and things like that. They do that as a form of punishment. Because especially if they know that you have feelings for them, they can see it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna punish you, and I'm gonna let you know that I'm not the one, or that you would never do this to me again. So they just go ghost on you. I mean, this person would get pissed off at me because I was just speaking my truth, telling him how I felt about something. And this, and he would just all of a sudden just stop talking to me, just go ghost. Or if we had a sexual encounter, and once he got what he wanted from me, I wouldn't hear from him for a few days, and stuff like that. So when I picked up on, okay, I'm being used, I'm being played, I'm being manipulated, and this person likes to play these old childish games and stuff like that, I just decided, I said, you know what, let me go and cut this off. I cut it off, and I cut it off for good. And I couldn't call this person to truly break it off with them. I had to actually sit down and type out a 3-page letter, letting them know how I felt and why, and that I was walking away, and why I was walking away. Because see, I had found out that this person, was dealing with other people behind my back and stuff like that, which intuitively I kind of already felt that he was dealing with other people. And and that's another thing too about narcissists. They are cheaters. They don't have no problem messing around or having outside relationships, sexual encounters with others, outside of you or whatever it is they have going on with you. They don't have no problem doing it, but they're very sneaky. They will lie. And then we'll have the gall. Let's just say you break it off with them. And, they don't know how to move on. So they'll go and get with other people. But as soon as that new supply falls through, it doesn't work out. They're gonna try to make their way back around to you. Even though you trying to move on and not deal with them. As long as you will answer that phone or that text or whatever else, they see that as a window of opportunity to come back. And then have the audacity that when they do try to come back, and you bring up what happened, what was the cause of the breakup in the first place, they will sit back and deny it, and still will not apologize to you, but yet and still want to regain access to you. Like you supposed to drop your guard and say, well, everything okay, well then I'll let it go and you can come back. No. So what you have to do really is the best revenge that you can really get when on a narcissist is just completely go no contact. And I mean, even if you got to change your phone number, or maybe move or change your address, but I didn't do any of that. I just put a block on his phone number, to where he couldn't call me. After I had, sent him that letter, and by him being was an arrogant person, he actually was sitting back thinking, that that I was gonna, reach back out, because see, this person had a huge ego. That's another thing about some of them. They do have ego issues, ego and pride. They have a lot of that too. Some of them, and this person actually thought that I was going to be reaching out after 6 months. He didn't hear from me. A year had went by. He didn't hear from me. Now it's been going on 2.5 years, and he still ain't heard from me. And he's not going to hear from me, because I mean, because I'm done. I moved on from that. This was way back in 2020. So, and I was off and on with this person for 4 years. So I feel like that if I've given you 4 years to get it together and you still couldn't, there was nothing else left for me to do but walk away. So, but yeah, they are not somebody that you want to waste your time with. The minute that you see these red flags, the selfishness, the controlling, the insecurities, the manipulation, lies, and wanting to, they meet you for the first time, and rather than taking you out on a real date, they want to invite you over to their house for dinner. Don't do it. Especially females. I'm directing this to you. When it comes to men, don't do that. Don't do it. That's just a sign that he's a player. That's all it is. That's just a sign that he's just a player. So if he ain't taking you out on a real date where y'all can just meet up somewhere, don't do it. But yeah, just pay attention to the signs. Just there are some more traits that they have. There are some other traits about them, that and they do like to argue. Like I said, they don't believe in apologizing. And when they first get with you, like when it comes to like trying to pursue a relationship, they can be very charming at first. Oh, they lay on the charm thick, treat you like a queen, a king, or whatever, and they come off as that's the ideal person that you want to be with, as far as our relationship. That right there, that's what you call the love bombing stage. That's where they come in and they love bomb you. They talk all that sweet talk. They do all the little nice things that you like and whatever else until they get you. They like to feed off of compliments. Like if you give them a compliment, they don't like it when you give somebody else a compliment. Oh my God. It's like they really get in their feelings when you do that. They have a lack of empathy. They don't really have no friends, because I've noticed that about this person that I was involved with. He really didn't have no friends. He was mostly a loner. He had, 1 or 2 guy friends that he would probably visit and hang out with every now and then. But it wasn't like a steady friendship type of thing, And gaslight, they will gaslight you. And gaslighting is when you could be telling the truth about something, but they'll try to twist it around to try to make you think you crazy. Yeah, they'll try to play you and turn around what you're saying and make it look like that you don't know what you're talking about. Every relationship that they get in is usually a very troubled relationship. It's usually going to be toxic. they have, like I said, they have a deep need for excessive attention, and they have an inflated sense of importance as well. Everything is all about them. You don't matter. You just a non-factor. They make you feel like, they are better than you. You are nothing. I only need one or two things from you, or whatever it is, or whatever that may be. And but other than that, you just nothing to me. You just trash. And that's exactly how they will make you feel. They have a this person in particular that I was dealing with. He had a bad temper. It was explosive, a very explosive temper. Almost it kind of I asked him one time. I said, about his temper. I said, you have a somewhat of an explosive temper. And he said, well, then what you mean? I said, well, your temper is, I said, the way you go off when you angry, I said that you make me think that you can become violent, that you will actually put your hands on a person. No, I would never do that. I said, well, okay, well, all I know is, actions speak louder than words, that, and me, I pay attention to, the actions of a person rather than what they say. Very jealous, they envy others, like I said, and they do have a arrogance about them. Lot of pride and ego. It's like, well, I'm just gonna teach Carolyn, that I'm better than her, and and I don't need her, and and I got plenty of options. I'm just not gonna answer the phone. I'm just not gonna answer texts and things like that. And in their mind, that's their way of punishing you. So they want you to be all in your head, all in your feelings, boo-hoo and crying, upset. Why is he not answering me? Why is he not taking my calls? But when I cut this person off for the last time, when I sent that 3-page letter, that was it. Now, he probably didn't believe it at first. I say about the first couple of months, he probably didn't believe it. Oh, she'll be back. Or she'll be calling me again. Or she'll be texting, and stuff like that. But a whole year went by. And 2 years went by. And it's this going on 2.5 years now. And he ain't heard from me yet. So, no, he won't be receiving a phone call or a text from me. So when you put up those boundaries, you need to stick to them. And when you have decided that you're going to go ghost, you're going to leave this person alone and cut them out of your life for good, you need to stand on it. Don't go back on what you say. I don't care if they do get a chance to get in contact with you. Just don't even answer the phone. If they get other people, now sometimes they will. If they can't get in contact with you, they'll try to get in contact with your family. If they got any links to anybody that like your family, your friends, things of that nature, they will use them. They will ask your family about you and what you've been up to. Because what they really want to know is, have you moved on with somebody else? That's the main thing that they want to know about. But they will use your family, to contact you for them, because they know that deep down, they already know you don't want to have nothing to do with them. So, and that's why they do it. They very sneaky, very sneaky. So So these are just some things, that I wanted to share with you guys about, narcissism, people who may have narcissistic traits or whatever. These are just some things to look out for, some red flags and things like that. For those of you who have already encountered dealing with the narcissist, then you understand this podcast. And then for those of you have not yet experienced it, you might want to take notes. So, but anyway, I hope you guys, got something from this podcast. Also, like I said, I am a life coach and a mentor. All my information will be down below in the subscription box. So like, share, and subscribe. And I thank you guys, and you have a great evening.